Alright, ladies and gentlemen, here we go again. This is the second part on how to fix any convertible roof. Again, this is going to be on an '02 Mustang. The roof has no viable points to be able to actually attach it. You can see it's just a plain roof. Even down here where it is attached, it was adhered on, and that is exactly what we're doing. So what happened is obviously the roof is coming out right here, and because of that, we need to be able to put it back in. Now the way that we're fixing it is taking a cloth and we're putting it in the inside. I'll show you that in a second. And on this outside portion right here, which is why the red mark is here. If you watch the first video, you'll see all that. So up to date, what I've done is I've cut two cloths out of this black vinyl, marine vinyl, bought from Hobby Lobby, 3 yards for $15. We got the glue ready, we got our bobby pins ready, scissors, thread, and a thimble. I haven't really had to use the thimble just yet. Now when we got on the inside, we'll see what I've started to do, and this is where we're going to start to finish. So far I have come in here and I've started to sew from here and I've made my way across. Now this is going to be the inside, and what will happen is when I'm done, it'll go across the back window like this, and then I will cut it to shape so that it fits this window, and then adhere this to the window as well as the one I was doing on the outside. Alright, so now I'm going to finish sewing all this up. Obviously y'all don't need to watch that. If you need to see how I was sewing it in, go ahead and watch the first video, and I'm going to continue from here. Alright, I did show this in my first video, but as I've been doing it, I've gotten a little bit better. And what we're trying to do is, so here's the needle, it's going in. So when I go in, push it through, I actually slide it through on the sides instead of using the thimble, and then I grab it with my left hand and I pull it through like that. I only pull it a little bit through so that I can turn the needle, and I'm doing that in my left hand right now, even though you can't see it, so I'm turning it while it's in the back. Put your finger against where you want it to go, and then push your left hand. Don't push it through, you will hurt your finger, but you can feel it as it starts to come out, and it'll give you a pretty good point as to where you want the needle to come out. Once it's out, you have 3 lines where it came out from the first part, where it went in, where you just put it in, and where your needle came out. Hold it in the middle so it doesn't get all tangled up, and pull with your left hand. Keep pulling until you get to the end, and just keep your finger in there so it doesn't get all tangled up. That way you have a good solid thread right there. So this is how I've been doing it all the way across. I just figured I did show this in my first video, but as I gotten a little bit better, what I've been feeling is putting my finger there so that I can feel the needle before I push it through. Also guys, do remember, any work you do on your car is your own responsibility. This may work and may not work for some people. The concept is pretty simple though, so enjoy. Remember, it's free, so hit that like button. It's a whole lot better than hitting that OK button on your credit card. Alright guys, I will continue in a minute. Alright, so I'm nearing the end. I also haven't shown you guys, this was in the first video, all the extra cloth is actually still back there. I haven't cut anything yet. So I'm nearing the end of where I'm stitching, and the issue is, let's see if I can get a better view from underneath. Where I'm at is here, you can see, and the issue is it does come together here. You can get a little bit tighter as you get into this area. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to sew over the outside part here and just sew through it, because right here is what I'm sewing into. Let's see, give me a second while we get out of the car. Over. Alright, so what I'm sewing into is the inside part. So you can see there's 2 parts to this. You have your top part and you have your inside part. I'm sewing on the inside of the inside part, but as I get to the end, they combine. They're it looks like they're adhered together. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to sew through this whole area, but for now I'm probably going to leave it where it is, because I'm figuring out what I'm going to do with that extra slack. So what we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and tie that off and see. Let's take another look at it. As I said, all this extra slack, this was a 54 It was a 36 by 54. So what we're gonna do, what I did is I took all that's inside of that one too. You can partially see, and what I'll probably do is I'll probably sew it where my finger is, in there and down this line, so that way I don't have to really cut it. It gives it a little bit more integrity and hopefully a little bit more water resistance too. So this, we can just move a little bit. Not exactly easy to do with one hand. Alright. So now I'm back. You can see where the bobby pin is holding that last spot too. That's all I did, was just bobby pin a couple spots across until I sewed. Once it was sewed, I was able to take them out. So now we're going to, I'm gonna see if I can't sew a little bit further in, see how much roof I can get on there. I want to make sure I get it all the way across. I do have it pretty far. I might get a couple more, just get this little inch right here just to make it sturdy. And like I said, because I might come down here, I haven't figured that out just yet. If I come down there, I'll make sure I loop everything here. But for now, I want to get this window in place, and that's essentially what we're trying to do. That's the biggest important part of this job. So let me figure out what we're going to do, and then from there we're going to see. Alright, so I have decided I am going to go ahead and go all the way across. Now I just tried to do it. It wouldn't go through because I'm going through the two parts of the roof, so it's not going to be just the one interior, it's going to be the exterior also. So it's two parts. It's very thick. So this is where you're going to want to use a thimble, very simple, $3 at Hobby Lobby, or a piece of metal. Take a knife, the edge of a knife, take a screwdriver, take something so that you can press the, you're going to want to press the needle through right here, and you can see it tangles up on me too when I move it up. So that's why I hold it when I go down, because I want to make sure that it doesn't tangle up right here. You can see it tangled as it was going through. It's not the end all be all, but I do like it to try and be as neat as possible. Also on the outside, I drew a line. On the inside, if you're trying to get it specific so that it's completely straight across, maybe use a piece of tape or draw a line with a piece of chalk or something that you can wash off. And that's what I did outside. That was the reason, was this. But this won't be seen in here once it's lifted up like this, holding the window. So I wasn't as particular. You could possibly even use a piece of tape. The only thought I had is when you pull the tape up off of this area, I didn't want it to ruin any of my threading I'd already done. The other thing I'm still debating is, am I only going to do this one strip, or if I should do a possible second strip, just to make it a little bit more integrity. However, I did very short, small strokes. As you can see, they're very small and they're very close together. And the reason for that is it's going to give it more integrity also, instead of trying to do a large one. I had messed around earlier when I fold these up. If you watch my first video, you could see how large of a stitch I did there. That was just to keep them folded while I was doing it, just keep it right. So I just wanted to show you guys that. I am going to go through, I am going to use a thimble. I just tried to do it with my two fingers, so what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to switch the thimble as I'm pushing in here to pushing it out on the outside also. So I'm just going to have to keep switching hands. It's going to take some time, but if you want something done right, do it right. Don't do it at all, guys. Alright, so I still haven't decided whether or not I'm going to do a second strip, but I thought it might be important to show you how you're going to tie this off. You don't have any slack. You're not going to be able to do it as easy as I had done the other pieces. So what you're going to do, you're just very simply going to make your cross, loop it. Once you loop it, get through right here. So now I have my circle as if I was tying it, and bring it all the way up. You're just going to have to work it really. If you find, once you find the spot where it crosses over, just hold that spot, keep pulling, and then once it's up, this is where it gets difficult. This is where you just have to literally walk it up. So if you've ever worked with a knot before, most people have. Some people haven't though, so don't take an insult. Hold the bottom, walk it all the way up, Again, it's not easy. You can undo your, if you undo your knot a little bit, that's fine because you can still walk it up. Now I've got the part where it crosses up, hold it with my finger and pull tight. And voila, it's right there. Now what I'll do from here is I'm gonna make another circle. As I said, I like to do 3 of these instead of just 1 or 2, just to make sure I'm redundant. So go ahead and again, but this time what you can do is you can try to get the circle to go up above that knot and use that knot pretty much like an anchor and pull. Unfortunately, that came a little bit shy, and it doesn't matter, you know, if you have to do it a couple times. You see I'm doing it a couple times. It's just about being patient, taking care of it, and getting it done. It's not going to be a big issue. You're not in a rush. Don't feel like it's a race. You know, feel good that you're fixing the roof, and it's not even going to bother with that one. Feel good that you're fixing the roof for a whole lot less than it would normally cost you. You know, this isn't anything. It's a very time-consuming job, but even though it's time-consuming, it's not very difficult. It kind of stinks being in the car and stuck, but with the roof, if your roof comes down, you can take it down and give yourself a little bit more headroom. You can do a lot of different scenarios in this, and this is only one part of it. I'll be back outside doing the upper part of this once I get this tied up, and then I still have to figure out the it's all tangled up. I still have to figure out the best case scenario for all this right here, so I'll be back in here for that, and we're going to speak to the owner and see if she wants another line in here or if she's okay with this. You can see when I pull on it, it is not going anywhere. It's going to stay very stiff. Nothing's ripping. Because nothing's ripping, I know that's a good sign. Definitely pull on it, which with the roof coming up and down, that's important. So let's see what we can do. Alright guys, stay tuned. Alright, so to continue, we had an unfortunate incident happen. I wanted to fold the window down to see how everything went, and it exploded. Apparently this glass is very old, and so she shattered. You can hear it still crackling actually because of it. So what I'm going to do, we're going to get another window for it. I'm going to actually end up putting in a new window. But now we can actually see what I've done so far as the work for the new part of the top. You can see right here, I just have to watch my hand. What we're going to do is when I come in, I'm going to try and sew it into this piece right here once I have the new glass and I get all this out, so that way I don't cut myself. Unfortunately, it's just old. We put the top down, trying to adjust everything, and it broke the glass. And this is why I said I can't be responsible for your car, because if this happens to you, or it happens to me, it could definitely happen to you. And this wasn't anything done wrong. This was just an old car with old glass, with an old roof, and you can just see it literally falls off. No, not that part. Anyway, I'm going to have to clean all this up. So for now, this is probably going to conclude this part of the video. We're going to get a new roof in, or a new window in here. Once I have a new window in, I'll show you how to do the window also while I'm at it. And we will get this fixed and taken care of, guys. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Thanks. Bye. Alright, so we found a replacement window. The window is only going to cost $250. The good news is about that, it's also going to come with the extension that comes outside, so it's going to extend it a little bit further. I can't get my fingers in there. So it's going to extend it a little bit further, essentially why I'm making the flaps anyway. So I'm going to still try and complete this project as far as getting these flaps, because we're going to still need it for when we get the new window. If you look... So here's what I found as I'm doing this. If you look right here where the glass is, or was, you can see that it's sewn in actually. It's very faint to the eye. It's right there. You can see it's sewn in. So what I'm doing is I am getting rid of the glass. Just be very careful. What I'm doing is I'm taking just each piece of glass, because I do want to finish this project without cutting myself. So I'm just knocking the glass into the spot that it's all at anyway. I'll take a shop vac once I'm done doing this, and I will clean up all the glass, and then I'm still going to try and sew all this together for you guys and show you what I was trying to do, and then we'll get the new window in here also, and you'll be able to see the finished product. It's going to be a glass window. It's only $250, so it's not like it's still not the same as replacing the entire roof, so it's really still not a loss. Problem is that this window is very old. It was delicate. We went to put the roof down and it just completely destroyed. I think it might be better, instead of getting glass, to maybe get a plastic type of glass instead, but we'll see what happens. Alright guys, I'm going to clean this up, and then once I'm finished, we'll see about trying to fix the rest of this or do this another day.